Hello, my lovely souls. Welcome to Yona's Universe. This is the very first episode of my podcast, and today's topic we are going to be talking about transformation. Now, transformation. Your transformation phase is probably one of the longest phases and most challenging phases that you will endure in this life. And there are different phases in transformation. We are in a constant state of becoming, to become the person that we have always wanted to be, to do the things that we have always wanted to do the things that we are scared to do, or that we don't necessarily have the confidence to do. Transformation is such an imperative part of anyone's life journey because we all have goals, we all have dreams, and choosing to quit in the midst of your transformation phase can sometimes affect your psyche. It can affect your confidence in yourself, and it will hinder you from living the life that you deserve to live. Everyone deserves to live a good life, everyone. And being inside of your transformation phase can be incredibly challenging. It's the phase where you are closing the gap between who you are currently and who you would like to become. And granted, we're in a constant state of becoming, so the journey is never finished. It's never finished. It's never finished until you die. And we're not talking about death this episode. So, I have been on my own transformation phase. In fact, recording episodes for this podcast that I've wanted to put online is part of my transformation phase. I'm not a person that often puts their presence on social media. I don't crave the attention, I don't care about the attention, but I have wanted to create a YouTube channel and speak my mind and post episodes onto YouTube in efforts to create a YouTube channel. I've wanted to do that for a while now, probably a couple of years now. And I have been nervous to, I've been scared to. I know what the internet can do to a person, I know what comments on the internet can do to a person. And I've kind of just been scared to live this part of my life's journey in efforts to stay away from the limelight. Not saying that I'll have a lot of it, but I am saying that this is a rough part of my transformation journey. And transformation doesn't just consist of things that you want to do in your career. It consists of the people that are around you, whether it be friends, associates, parents, lovers. It consists of the people that are around you. It consists of the environments that you hang out in. Sometimes, in order to become the person that you want to become, you're going to lose those people around you, or you'll be distanced from those people around you. You'll be separated from those people around you. And it's not necessarily because they're bad people or their energy is gross or what have you. Sometimes the direction you're going in is just different from the direction that they're going in. And it's very hard to lose, quote unquote, lose people around you that you've had lasting relationships with, or even just short, great relationships with them. Part of the transformation journey consists of stepping out of your comfort zone and not necessarily hanging around those friends or family or engaging in the same type of energy. It can also consist of personal changes, not only emotional and growth and development inside of yourself, but it can also consist of moving to a different house, having your home space be completely changed. And that is a huge stressor. it's enough to make you want to take a break from life, And it really makes you sit with yourself and ask yourself, what do you value? It makes you ask yourself, who am I really? I've only known myself with these people. I've only known myself inside of this environment. So who am I outside of my comfort zone? Who am I outside of the home that I grew up in for 11 years? Who am I outside of these friends that I've had for 10 and 15 and 20 years? And sometimes the people that you thought would support you the most don't show any kind of support. And that is a huge part of transformation. Grieving relationships, grieving home environments, grieving the person that you used to be. Because in order to become the person that you deserve to become, the person that is the person of your dreams, the person you've always wanted to be, you're going to grieve your past selves. You have to come to terms with a lot of things in your transformation journey. Talking to your inner child, talking to your inner teenager, talking to your inner adult, right? And being in alignment with yourself, you have to understand where you came from. You have to understand why you do the things you do. You have to understand where those ideas came from in your head, the limiting ideas and the supportive ideas. Maybe you had a teacher that was so very supportive of your talent, but when you came home, the friends you hung around were focused on other things. Part of the transformation journey is acknowledging who you were, where you came from, accepting it, and choosing to move forward. And that's a challenging step. Choosing to move away from who you've always known yourself to be. Choosing to move away from the people you've known forever. Choosing to move away from the environment that you've been around forever. It's incredibly challenging, but it's not impossible. There are many people walking this earth that chose to follow who they wanted to be. They chose to follow the person of their dreams, which is themselves. And along the way, they decided that they would not compromise themselves for the sake of other people. Another part of the transformation journey can be prioritizing yourself. And it seems a little selfish, but many people have always said you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to make sure your cup is full and pour from your overflow. And that can be incredibly hard, especially if you grew up being a people pleaser. I grew up being a people pleaser. I always wanted the outside validation from my friends, from my certain members of my family, from the people around me, like, hey, I work hard. Hey, I do good. Hey, I'm a great friend. Hey, I'm fulfilling these needs for you. And when I got to the phase of self-acceptance and choosing to move forward, prioritizing myself, it was incredibly difficult because I had people around me that expected me to fulfill those roles for them continuously because I had already showed them that I was willing to do it. And this is years and years and years. And it was hard for me, not even just to kind of stand up to them, but it was hard for me within myself to tell myself, hey, you have to prioritize yourself. If you are going to be this person that you want to be, you have to make sure that you're taking steps to do so. And every time you compromise yourself, your comfort, your ability to say no, you set yourself back. I didn't realize that a lot of the times saying yes to other people meant saying no to myself. And I didn't understand the effect that that had on me because not only was I teaching other people that they came before me, but I was teaching myself that everyone else came before me. And I can't live and be the person and have the career and have the lifestyle that I want to have if I'm saying yes to everyone else and no to myself. That was a very challenging part of my transformation journey. And it can be a very challenging part of your transformation journey. I understand that it's hard, but I believe in you. I believe in all of you. And I know that it's going to be a difficult road, but what's on the other side will pay off. I believe this 100%. I believe it 100%. Another part of the transformation journey is feeling separated. In my journey, I have been separated from everything that I once knew, everything that I once understood, old ideas of myself, old ideas of other people. I've been separated, and for a while I went through such a phase of being lonely, being alone. And at first I didn't like it. I didn't like it because I'm outgoing. I like to go out. I like to be around people. I like to talk to people all the time. But what I understood, what I came to understand about being separated is that when I go back and I sit with myself or meditate or whatever you do, when I talk to myself, I didn't know what voice was mine. See, a lot of the voices in your head or a lot of the thoughts and ideas in your head are other people's voices. They're other people's ideas that they gave you along the way of your life journey. Maybe something that a teacher said to you when you were a child, or something that your parents said to you when you were a child, or something that your friends told you in your teenage years. And you just keep thinking it over and over and over and reinforcing it. But you had no idea that that idea wasn't even yours. So now you're just living your life in this programming of someone else's mind, someone else's story. I learned that I was separated because I had to find my own voice. I had to find what the universe sounded like. And you might call it God, the universe, Allah, whatever your higher power is. Whatever your higher power is. Sometimes you can't hear it because it's so drowned out by what everyone and everything else is saying. So I learned that the importance of being separated was so that I could hear my own voice. I could hear my own guidance. But not only that, I could hear the guidance that the universe was trying to give me. Learning to trust in the universe's voice and your own voice, because sometimes you've been listening to other people for so long that you don't even trust what you have to say and what your ideas are. That's another thing that can hold you back. And moving forward in your transformation journey, you have to learn to trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust your gut, trust the universe. Because sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes it doesn't make any sense. You're like, but wait, so I'm going to do that even though I don't have these resources and I don't know those people, but you still want me to go and do these things. Like, what? Where am I going? Like, what are we doing here, right? Sometimes it doesn't make sense, but you just have to trust that it's for your ultimate good. You have to trust that it's going to work out. And that in itself is difficult because you have to trust that you're going to take the next step and then the next step and then the next step, even though you can't see the destination. And granted, there are multiple destinations on this journey. It's a journey, right? There's not one destination. You just keep going and going and going, right? And you really have to trust that when you step out, it's going to work out for your highest good. It may not work out how you wanted it to, but ultimately it's teaching you a lesson and it's going to work out for your highest good. That's a big part of my transformation journey, especially trusting myself, trusting that I'm going to take that next step and it's going to work out. Maybe not how I want it to, but how I need it to. Another part of the transformation journey is old cycles, old behaviors, old patterns that you're used to and that you're comfortable with. Giving those up is a doozy. Trust me, I'm in the middle of giving up a few of them. One in particular that I'm in the middle of giving up is procrastination. I am working on having the self-discipline to do things when they need to be done and not wait until the last minute to do them. Because I ultimately know, yeah, it'll get done. I know I'll do it. It'll get done. But getting it done when it needs to be done versus waiting until the last minute. Having the self-discipline can be incredibly difficult, especially when you're used to old patterns, which is, I'll get it done eventually. I don't need to do my homework now. I have so much time. I can just wait. I'm going to get a B anyway, or I'm going to get an A anyway, right? Or I'll clean my room later. I'll clean it in an hour goes by. I'll clean it in 30 minutes, 30 minutes goes by. I'll clean it tomorrow. But what you didn't know is the universe was trying to set you up for tomorrow. The universe wanted you to go and meet some people that could move your career forward tomorrow. But you can't do it tomorrow because you have to clean your room now. A lot of the times we don't know what the universe has planned for us. We know what we have planned for us. And hopefully that matches up with what the universe has planned for us. Makes it a little easier. But learning the self-discipline can be difficult, especially when you're used to 5 and 10 and 20 years of doing something how you've always done it. It can be difficult, but I think it depends on how you think about it. See, I used to think of creating a new cycle, creating a new pattern, a new belief system, or a new idea. I used to always think about it of, oh, I've done this for X amount of years. It's difficult to break this. It's difficult to break this pattern. It's difficult to break this cycle. Which made it difficult because you're thinking about the momentum of all the years that you've done it. You're not thinking about doing it, how you're going to move forward doing it, and the benefits it's going to give you to do it, whatever the thing is. Could be smoking, could be trying a new hobby, could be creating a podcast. As people, we tend to focus on what we're giving up to commit to a new cycle or a new behavior. But we hardly ever think about what we're going to gain from creating a new cycle, creating a new behavior, creating a new thought process. Because sometimes the thought processes that we're thinking, we got it from our parents, and our parents got it from their parents, and our parents got it, their parents got it from their parents, and their parents got it from a friend that they had in middle school that they don't talk to no more. Sometimes we don't know where these thought processes come from, where these ideas come from. We have no idea. And it takes too much time to trace it back. Trust me. But we always tend to focus on, oh, well, if I'm going to do this, I have to give this up. I have to wake up earlier. I have to commit to this and da-da-da-da-da. And we think about all the things that we have to give up or endure or go through in order to create this new cycle or this new behavior in efforts of self-discipline. However, if you focus on what you'll be gaining, if you focus on the confidence you'll gain in yourself, if you focus on the belief that you'll gain in yourself and the universe, if you focus on what you will get, the benefits of what you're doing, it tends to be a whole lot easier. You don't have to fight for your limitations. Oh, well, I'm used to doing this and now I have to give it up, and I should just cut myself some slack. No, honey. No, mama. Don't cut yourself no slack. Cuz if you want to be great, if you want to be one of the greatest by any measure, can't cut yourself any slack. And it sucks because I love to cut myself slack. I love to be like, oh, well, I woke up at 5 a.m. and I normally wake up at 8. So I'm going to cut myself slack. No, you got to be hungry. You got to keep going. Because you got to prove to yourself that you can do it. You got to prove to yourself that you can do it. A lot of the times when we see ourselves completing these goals, creating these new cycles, a lot of the times what stops us is we can't even see ourselves doing it. That's why visualization is so important. It's a tool that I've used consistently. You have to visualize yourself completing the goal. And this is advice that I'm taking every day. Child, I am not at the end of my journey. I am not at the end of my transformation journey. I am smack in the middle of it. Hustling, trying my best. Smack in the middle of it. You have to visualize yourself completing your goals. If you want to be this amazing baker, visualize yourself baking cakes. Visualize yourself decorating cakes. Visualize yourself how happy and accomplished you're going to feel when you do that, when you achieve the goal. And then take steps. They don't have to be giant leaps. It doesn't have to be 200 steps forward. Just take one step forward. And once you're done with that step, take another step forward. And once you're done with that step, take another step forward. We tend to overcomplicate a simple process. That's not to say that it won't be difficult. It can be, but it's simple. One step after another, after another. If you want to lose weight, and that's part of my journey, you want to lose weight, visualize yourself losing 5 pounds. And then visualize yourself losing 10 pounds, right? And if you know what you need to do, you got to do it. And that's where I'm at now, trying to visualize myself doing it. Sometimes we have goals that we have been working on for so long that we've lost hope in achieving those goals. And that's okay, because we can always find the hope. We can always create the hope. We can always tap into hope energy. Sometimes we've been trying to achieve these goals for so long, it just feels impossible. Weight loss, back to back. I lose 10 pounds, I gain 20. I lose 20, I gain 10. I stop, I come back a year later. Trust me, I understand. I get it. But don't stop. Visualize yourself. Feel how you would feel if you lost 5 pounds. Okay, I'm doing it. All right, I think I could do a little more. And then you can visualize yourself losing 10 pounds. Okay, I'm doing it. But it's important. Mental work is just part of it. Asking for it, praying for it, however you ask to get it, that's part of it. So now it's a target. You said, God, universe, Allah, whoever, I really want to lose 30 pounds. I've been trying all my life, and I keep going back to back to back to back. I just want to lose it and keep it off. Okay, that's a target now. God's like, you got it. The universe is like, you got it. It's here. What are you going to do to get to it, though? And that doesn't mean be extreme. That doesn't mean starve yourself. That doesn't mean be bulimic. That doesn't mean go on all the fad diet. No. Are you willing to cut out a little bit of dairy? Because dairy tends to inflame your system. Are you? Are you willing to walk for 20 minutes a day? Are you willing to eat a little more fruits and vegetables? Are you? See, we don't have to take these huge leaps and bounds. We don't have to eat the whole well. But you got to eat a little bit. If the goal is to eat the well, eat a little bit today. Eat a little bit tomorrow. Eat a little more the next day. Over time, you'll get there. A piece of advice that I was given. It's a very valuable piece of advice. Keep going, even when you don't see any results. Because we're living with ourselves all day, every day. It's going to be pretty hard to see the results. Pretty hard to notice the changes. Right? Keep going, even if you don't see the results. And this video about transformation is as much for me as it is for you. Because I told you, I'm smack in the middle of it. I'm trying, girl. I'm treading this water. I'm treading this water. And it ain't easy. But it wasn't meant to be. Character development, growth, comes from being outside of your comfort zone. Sometimes we want to settle in to our comfort zone. Oh, I struggled so much in life. I tried so hard in life. I'm comfortable here. I just want to be comfortable. You can't grow. You can't grow. You can't grow in your comfortability. You gotta get pushed out of your comfort zone. And if you're lucky enough, like me, to have people around you that expect great things from you, and they don't expect it because you owe them something. They expect it because they see it in you. They see that greatness. That person down the street, all right, keep singing. Keep rapping. I don't know. I want to hear it. I ain't heard you. I want to hear it. That mentor or that parent figure, all right, what you doing? All right, let me hear it. Let me see it. Let me see what you're doing. That person that's getting upset with you because you're not living to your fullest potential. You like, damn. Every time I come around, so-and-so got an attitude. Why got an attitude with me? I'm doing better than most. They can't let you off the hook. You have amazing potential. And they see it. And they want that for you. Not because they're jealous. Not because they want to be you. They want you to glow up and grow up. They do. But you so busy, oh, well, I had this trauma and that trauma. And that's not to downplay trauma. Processing your trauma is a whole nother thing inside the transformation journey. They want to see you do great. We all want to see you do great. But you have to want to see you do great. You ain't got to take a huge leap. You don't have to eat the whole well. One step at a time. Self-discipline. See, I didn't understand how important self-discipline was because I never had that discipline in my house. It was do it when you can, just get it done before the deadline, and you good, right? And that's how most of us are living. That's how most of us are living. It's important to have self-discipline because it teaches you structure. It teaches you order. And you need it. Look, I'm the first person to be like, no, I don't need it. I don't want it. I get things done when I need to get them done. And that's good enough. Well, good enough ain't great. It's not great. You want to be great. Good enough ain't great. You need structure. You need order. You need discipline. Consistency is a discipline. Consistency will win when your talent don't show up. And trust me, it's going to be some days where your talent don't show up. Your talent in bed. Like, sis, I did it yesterday. I did it the year before. I'm done. There's going to be some days where your talent don't show up. But consistency will always win. Slow and steady wins the race. We've been hearing it since we was kids. Slow and steady wins the race. Consistency. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there. But try to push yourself a little bit. Okay, I did 5 minutes yesterday. Maybe I could do 5.5 today. Or 5 and 5 seconds today. Discipline, consistency. It's important. And trust me, it's some days I still don't show up for myself. I know how important it is, and I still don't show up for myself. And then I'm, oh, damn, you did it again, Yona. You did it again. Don't be mad at yourself, because that's going to put you in worse energy. It's going to put you in worse energy. What you got to do is be like, okay, I messed up. We moving forward. What are we going to do tomorrow to show up for ourselves? To show up for our discipline, to show up for our consistency. 5 minutes a day. Look, everybody else doing it on and off, right? Everybody, oh, I feel good today, I'm doing it. I don't feel good today, I'm not doing it, right? You doing it regardless of how you feel. 5 minutes a day. That'll put you miles ahead of anyone. 5 minutes a day. Don't matter what it is. Transformation is so important because we truly deserve to live our best lives. Everybody out here, oh, I'm living my best life. But you done talk to them. And it sounded tragic. Not that we judging, because we all got stuff going on. Everyone deserves to live their best life. But are you willing to go through your transformation phase and see it through to the end? Are you willing to visualize your goals? Are you willing to take steps every day towards your goals? Are you willing to give up the old you and the old friends and the 8 hours of sleep? See, that one be getting me. Cause anybody that knows me knows I love sleep. I love it. Could sleep any time of day. Are you willing to give up sleep? You willing to give up those old patterns to become the person you've always wanted to become? The person you've dreamed about for so many nights? Watching documentaries, staying up? Are you willing to give up in order to become the person you need to become? The person the universe wants you to become? The person that you've always wanted to become? Transformation, it ain't for the weak of heart. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Follow your dreams. Don't give up on yourself. That is one of the most tragic stories anyone could hear. Someone that gave up on themselves. And if you don't have nobody around you telling you you're worth it, I'm telling you, you're worth it. You're worth achieving your dreams. You're worth having that partner that you've always wanted to have. You're worth lavish and luxury if that's what you want. You're worth it. You deserve it. Don't let anybody else tell you anything else that don't align with that. You're worth it and you deserve it. Take steps every day. Be consistent for yourself. Be consistent for that little boy, that little girl, that little non-binary, whatever your pronoun is. Be consistent for your younger self. Keep going. It doesn't matter what nobody else says. It doesn't matter what anyone else says. All of these celebrities around us that we see, you think they didn't have people telling them, oh, you can't do that. Some of the most commercially successful artists had a gang of people around them like, you trying to do what? Psst, that don't even make sense. Why would you do that? Nah, you can't do that. Nobody else did it. You can't do it. They all had people around them doubting them. And you know what I say to that? Get away from them. You can't engage yourself in that energy. Get away from the doubters, the fake believers, the people pushing you only because they want a piece of what you got when you get there. Discernment. Discernment is another piece of the journey. Learning how to discern what's for you and what is not. Learning how to discern what is your voice and what is not. Learning how to discern what is the universe or God and what is not. And look, that was difficult for me. Because I'm thinking any thought that pop up in my head, oh, that's me. That's me. No. That was that little girl in the 2nd grade that you didn't like. That was that teacher in the 4th grade that you didn't care about. Not to say I didn't care about my teacher in the 4th grade. I didn't. But just because the idea is in your head, just because it pops up in your head, don't necessarily mean it's you. That's why separation is so important, because you got to learn what's you. You got to learn what's the universe. So if no one else has told you today, let Yona tell you right now. That's me. Let me tell you right now. You're worth it. You deserve it. If you've lost hope, I'm giving you a little bit more. Keep going. Don't quit on yourself. Don't quit in the middle of your transformation. Don't stop. Keep going. Keep fighting. Because we all want to see you make it. I hope you have a great day, my lovely souls. I'll come to you next time on my next episode. Keep a lookout for your girl Yona on Yona's Universe.